will include a small auger wagon for unloading harvesters into a field side, and then truck things from the edge of the field to places, whatever places. We'll figure out the places later. Anyway, so that's a nice big field of bales. I think what I will do is, if I remember, once I've collected all the bales up and stuck them into the robot, or the BGA, maybe, just a thought, I may end up just doing a delete the bales just to make sure that I got everything, and that one that disappeared isn't somewhere we don't want it to be, like underneath the map. I mean, technically, I could allow myself to regenerate that bale. But I don't know for certain whether it got consumed by the robot or whether it just fell through the map. And as I said last time, yeah, the fields we baled and kept the bales from, and so far all I've done is I've all of the fields where I harvested my own field, I just put those directly in that bale storage. All of the fields I contracted in the month of July, I also baled those, and I took those bales to the BGA. And then I stopped baling, and probably shouldn't have done. But once the BGA was full, that was it. We were done with the contract bales. So I think I only baled half the fields out of all the contracts I did. So I'm not doing a follow me with the baler here because this field is just too tight to manage. But I think I will do, I think the other field is a little bit bigger, a little bit more open. We'll have a little bit more freedom to move around in it. Full. So I think I'll buy the module for the Scania and come collect the wheat here, and then it'll be set up to do a run down to the grain mill and back. I think this harvester is sufficient. I only actually have to do one headland if I really want to. Oh, we're going to fill up, aren't we? 10,500? Ooh. It's going to be close. Going to be close. And... oh, not even close. So yeah, one of the deals here is I am going to be knocking at least part of this hedge down and making this into a access from the farm road behind us. I then may fence off the front side, the road side, and not in-game hedges do not allow headers to go past them. Are you going to stop yet? Yes. Okay, let's go find the truck. Let's go get a thing for the back of it. No, don't need a second truck. What I need is a combinations, dry body. Hang on, go back. What colour's my truck? Blue. Okay. No, my truck isn't necessarily blue. What colour is mine? I think I made it yellow. No. I made it yellow. Okay. Good enough. Let's go to there. Trucks again. Combinations. This. I want it as a truck. Short mudguard's fine. And main colour, I think. I'm not going pink. That's good. Cover colour. Yeah, why not? Arching, no. Rubber mudguard, no. We've got plus 8,000, so it's going to cost us 28,000. We have 95, that's fine. I think we'll take the truck over, get that fixed. This is a long truck. Give it that. Okay, repair. Yes. It's actually not a very pricey truck. So I'm probably not going to use one of these. Interesting. Weird. Okay, it has a 15 mile an hour maximum speed. That's fine. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use this particular model on Glenleithan. I'm probably going to use a couple of grain cart trucks. There we go. Now what happens if I figure out the button to turn off? Open cover. Okay, that one. I guess that's a grain cart. Okay then. Oh, and the cover's just open. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't have a very good acceleration, but it does go faster than a tractor eventually, not much. I'm also guessing that this doesn't have trailer fill limit enabled on it. One of the complaints I do have on a lot of grain trailer mods is that they don't enable the fill limit, so you can just load it up to the full by volume. Oh, we're doing 83 and Cruise says we can't even go that fast. And we've crashed into the car. Well, oops. Oh yeah, 15 miles an hour in reverse, 83 forwards. I think we're going to have a struggle with this truck once it's full. But it did only cost us 36,000, so I mean, we don't really have to complain about it by much. But it does have quite a long wheelbase. Now, if I could, I should try and organise a race between this and the John Deere with the big trailer and see how far we get with it. 'Cause I'm not sure this is as efficient as I hoped it would be. And I'm catching up to that car again. Well, that's a good sign, I guess. But yeah, for the next series, I'll probably look at something like the Iveco or MAN tippers, which I think I've got loaded in this one. Good grief. This is struggling. But it does give me a second karting option, so it's not all bad, I guess. Did the harvester stop running? Oh yeah. So yeah, more likely I'm going to be looking at the Fiat Iveco model, which I think has 30,000 capacity. There's this one which has 49,000. There's that one, 18.5. Or that one which does 25.5. That's a little bit bigger. 170,000. Then there's this one which is 35.5. So possibly one of those. Have looked at that. Yeah, so I'm probably going to use a dedicated grain truck rather than a semi. I'm going to have to see how well it goes with how big the roads are and kart tracks, as to whether I give any form of semi-trailer a look in. So obviously with semi-trailers a little bit more flexible. You buy the cab once and then you can put lots of different things on the back of it. I still don't have GPS on this, just noticed. But yeah, we'll see how things work out. I'm fairly certain, especially given the yield on this field, we're really not going to have any more than 2 loads here, which is significantly less than a full cart. Also, there's the possibility that we did, sorry, squirrel moment, we did kill the weeds on the sorghum field, so that's good. So yes, there's the possibility that we could mow the maize early. I believe you're allowed to forage crops a month before they're ready to harvest. It's not something I've tried in Farm Sim 22, but it was something that was possible in Farm Sim 17 and 19, and I might have done it once or twice. The thing is here is I'm not using a forage harvester, I'm using a mower to do those things. But anyway, we'll crack on with the whatever this stuff is, wheat. And then I'm not sure if this is not wide enough to do this bit over here. So there's going to be 2 more rows, which is nice. It puts us back to the bottom of the field. Bottom as far as gradient is concerned. And south. So I guess bottom. So 60% in 3 rows. Yeah, we're not. We might get a full harvester. As we finish the field, but that's substantially less than the truck can carry. Oh! I have been proven wrong, maybe. Wow. Okay, this header is deceptively wider than I think it is. If I steer very, very precisely. I'm not sure. I think there's gonna be a sliver on one side or the other. And I want to drive this so that it's only one side. Still, that's our first bonus field of the year. And then we're off to, I believe, the oat field is the next one. Oh, and as I said, I did pay for the Fendt baler, which I think was about 40,000. So it does allow me to change the colour of the wrapping when I wrap bales. We are still hitting some crop there. Okay, that's done. I'll turn the floody dude off. Park it there for a minute and let's pop out the debris thing. Got a lot of weight on the rear axle and time to spread some more to the front, I guess. Okay, let's find this guy. Manage that without hitting the hedge posts. Now that we bought this field, eliminating those side hedges and replacing them would be an ongoing goal. There's some of the fields in the middle that kind of need it as well because we now own too many. Okay, you can do that. That up. Okay, I'll park that there for a minute. And next trip is down the road. So yeah, I might extend that fence across the front here repaint the ground so that it's grass, and then open up the back of the field for access. Because obviously on our own farm track, it's much more easy to access most of those fields. That field now needs some slurry, digestate, and some lime. And that might happen very soon. We need to, I believe, go past this field and come through the cornfield to get to that one. And the header is facing the wrong way. Try and avoid driving in the corn, because I need that. We have tests to do to figure out, yes indeed, what exactly we're trying to do here. Okay, drive between the trees and try not to kill ourselves while doing it. Okay, now do need to back this out of here a little, and that's going to be a tad interesting, I think. I'm getting a little bit better doing this, just not much. Okay, how are we looking here? I have... we're driving in the hedge. So we'll stop there. Hopefully enough room for the harvester to get to. And might as well run the harvester down there too. Shall we go forwards? Forwards is good. Yay. So I did buy field 41 because I thought it was accessed fairly conveniently from our yard. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. I thought there was a farm track along the edge of the field that's currently on our right, giving access to the bottom there. It's not. So the access is actually where we entered this other pair of fields over here. That access there just takes you into the field and stops. And doing that scares the drivers. So coming down here, there is a farm track that heads south from this point just up ahead. And that goes straight south, and you work your way around and you eventually get to that field. Not exactly a direct route, but I guess we can make do with it. And as we've expanded the farm down that way, it brings the other fields into question about would it be a good idea to buy so many more of them. Okay, that's attached. We'll turn that off. That's turned off. We'll drive that through the trees. Because... oh. Okay. We'll turn that back on again. And drive that backwards a bit and maybe kill a stalk of corn. It's fine. Nobody noticed. There now. Okay, So that is now clear of the Land Rover. So I should be able to find the Land Rover again. Yes. And drive. Oh, I see why we can't go forwards. Because we got stuck on the tree. And I think that was from attaching the header, and then it just all went bad from there. Do I want to sit in the cab for this so I can see where I'm driving? Because this is going to be fun and games. Oh yeah. And we got stuck on a tree again, but I think that's good enough. The back wheel probably, yeah. Okay. So this field again is just pH bad, nitrogen bad, it's just all bad. And it's silty clay, which is bad, and it's oats. So yeah, it's just going to be what it is. This truck is extremely long and extremely slow accelerating. Don't know if I could have got a bigger engine for it. Unfortunately, as with all used equipment, it would appear that we end up with just the base engine and you have to pay to upgrade it, and I didn't want to. Not for something that's joining us so late, but you know, even the John Deere with the big 30,000 litre tipper doesn't particularly like this hill either. 19,000. We really didn't get a lot of wheat here, did we? Oh well. And crawling up the hill. Now this is 30 kilometres an hour, not miles per hour. So we're doing about 20 miles an hour at this point. And now we're doing 30. And for Glenleithen, I will be changing back to miles an hour. And possibly some other more useful measurements, at least to me. Temperatures will probably leave in Celsius. Although, yeah, I've been working with Fahrenheit for 23 years now. 24 years now. But, yeah. And back when I lived in the UK, I really wasn't much interested in what the outside temperature was. I was more interested in whether there was snow on the ground or not, because that would determine if I'm going anywhere on the bike or not. Temperature, not so much. I used to have a Gore-Tex breathable suit, so it didn't matter if it was hot weather or cold weather. You know, it keeps you warm, it keeps you dry, it keeps you cool. Because it doesn't prevent the passage of perspiration, it doesn't prevent the passage of wind, it just prevents the passage of large drops of rain. So very comfortable. Oh, we got a full load of flour there. We will get that there. Tip that. Is it tipping? Yes, good. Oh. That's kind of weird. It doesn't have a rolling